another subject that's been heavily discussed this week is what time fighters should be weighing in. We know we've moved to morning weigh-ins. What's it been, like a year and a half, 2 years? It hasn't been that long, but it's been a while, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, something like that. I think it was a year and a half.
And there's been a lot of fighters missing weight since they've moved it to the morning weigh-ins, where you get that 2-hour block to weigh in as opposed to weighing in at a specific time like it was before. That's what it was, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before you ask this question, which is kind of rude to interrupt your question with my question, but do you think a fighter should get the chooser time rather than it being a specific time for everybody?
I never really thought about
Because everybody's different.
I
Some
never really
people
thought about it that way. Why not? Well,
I say give them the entire day.
that's what I was thinking.
Because, I mean, what's the point? Just make sure it's before,
Yeah.
with a minimum of 2 hours before the official weigh-in show.
I would say as long as it's 24 hours before your fight.
Well, even that, I think,
I mean, because you can still, well,
I
who
was,
fucking cares about the weigh-in show? Get rid of that dumb shit, too.
but that's one reason they want it. Then you can make money. People show up. Do they have to pay for that?
I think
or
the
no?
tickets are free for that.
yeah, weigh-ins are free and open to the
maybe
public.
you get, like, they get sponsor dollars from it, but it's like, is it really making that big of a difference? Because it doesn't mean anything now. They're not actually weighing in at the weigh-in show. It's all about a face-off. You can do that in a fucking room.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that, getting back to the main point, I think they should be able to weigh in at any time during the day before.
I never really thought about that. I mean, that's kind of a good idea. Just let them, as long as it's 24 hours before their fight, the day before, fucking let them weigh in whenever.
I had two different ideas. One was where you guys are going with, where you can weigh in at any time, and another one is like you schedule weigh in. Like if I want to do it at 5:30, you have to do it at 5:30. Like you schedule your weigh in at the certain time.
Yeah.
Rather than they schedule it for you.
Because the way they do it now, it's already an open window where you have 2 hours to weigh in. Why not just extend that to a whole day? You know
Exactly, and then you
Because
get...
then if you want to weigh in at 12:01 a.m. and then you have the whole day and the next day to rehydrate and get ready for your fight, if you can do it that way, you
100%.
yeah. Brendan, you're hired.
Now you can ask your question if you even.
I think we have.
Yeah, I think
that
that
about
was where
covers it.
you're going to go with that. So
Yeah.
weigh in anytime the day before, book it.
What are your thoughts on the UFC or Dana specifically wanting to move it back to afternoons? It seems like it's against the fighters' wishes.
It definitely is against the fighters' wishes. If they don't want it, why are you going to do it? Why are you going to punish I mean, for all the there's been about 2 times the amount of missed weight in the in the time that it started. In that same amount of time before it was implemented, it's about double the fighters missing weight. Why are you going to still blame the vast majority of fighters that are making weight?
And the way I feel, I mean, the numbers kind of show differently, but the way I feel about it, if you're going to miss weight in the morning, you're going to miss. The guys who are going to miss weight in the morning are going to miss it in the afternoon too. So, I mean, it gives them a little more time, but our solution that we came up with fixes that too.
Exactly. All day. This is what we're talking about, UFC. All day weigh-ins.
We just accidentally fixed the weigh-in issue.
Even though that is still an issue. But
I kind of want to transition, but it's related to weigh-ins.
Go ahead.
Is it still as hyped as it used to be, or is it just that the fighters aren't as big as they were in the weigh-ins? And what I'm trying to say is, because I was not very detailed, like Conor versus Aldo weigh-in, that was very huge. We all watched it. Is there anything like similar to that anymore? Because I never see it.
I mean, they do the weigh-in show still, but it's not like a big fight's always going to have a bigger weigh-in. But you can do that with just a face-off. You know what I mean? That's all it is. They come in, they step on a fake scale because they've already weighed in 12 hours before, and then they just do the face-off.
My hands are frozen.
So you don't need a weigh-in show to have a face-off. The face-off is the point of the weigh-in show. So what are we doing?
Well,
All
I
right.
think that's for the public, the big pop, to get them even more hyped for the fight, to get the big prime time weigh-ins.
Sure, but I mean, if you had we got a kid laughing in the background. If you have the fighters come out right now, what the weigh-in show is, all 28 or how many fucking fights are on a card now? 12?
12 or 13.
All 24, 26 fighters come out. The first 10 fights step on the scale. They face off. They walk off the stage. The co-main event and the main event, they do the same thing, but there's an interview after. Why can't you just do that, cut off the part where they step on the stupid fake scale?
Dude, you're not you're talking to the
God
wrong...
damn it, Bryce!
You're talking to the wrong people.